This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Tonight, Friday the 13th, appeared to be just another 1-0 game for the Yanks. But in the ninth inning at Fenway, Aaron Judge changed things. 443 feet off Garrett Crochet, brand new ball game. It's 1-1. Unfortunately, in the bottom of the 10th, after the Yankees didn't score in their half of the 10th, former Yankee Carlos Narvaez, a ribby double off the monster. 2-1-10. The Red Sox take a wild one. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Please join me on Twitter as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, as we said, lots to discuss. What a wild game. It was boring for a while because there was zero offense from either side. The Red Sox scored their run in the bottom of the second. It remained 1-0 all the way into the ninth. That's when things changed. Obviously, the Judge home run, his 25th, was huge. It didn't come in a win, but it was quite a moment. As we said, 443 feet onto Lansdowne Street, over the monster, over everything, over the seats. It was a bomb. It also ended the night for Garrett Crochet, who was dealing. Yanks could not get rid of him. Crochet, 8 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, the home run, 7 strikeouts, 107 pitches. Obviously does not figure in the decision. He was replaced by Aroldis Chapman after Judge hit the home run. But again, the Yankees turned to the bullpen. Tim Hill got the duties in the 10th inning, and obviously giving up the double to the former Yankee farmhand Carlos Narvaez. And again, difficult loss for the Yankees. Slow-moving game into raging excitement into I'm not happy anymore. That's essentially the way things went in this 2-1 game. The Yankees, their 3-game win streak, obviously all of those coming off of Kansas City. Well, that's over. They're now 16 games above 500 at 42-26. They still have the best record away from home in the major leagues at 21-14. However, let's rifle through some of these stats. Only one Yankee had 2 hits. That was Anthony Volpe. Unfortunately, Volpe tried to steal third base in that extra frame. He was the ghost runner, and he is thrown out at third base. So that was an interesting decision by both the Yankees or just Volpe, one of the two or both, to try and steal third there, obviously with no outs. What's interesting about that 10th inning is because of the ghost runner being eliminated on the stolen base attempt, the Yankees then had 1 out, only 2 batters. 2 batters came to the plate in the 10th inning. As for those key challenges, the Yanks lost them both. Obviously, the Volpe steal of third, and then the LeMahieu possible, we'll call it what we thought would be a double, that forced the ejection of both Aaron Boone and then DJ LeMahieu. John Tumpane, the home plate ump, tossed Aaron Boone. Jeremy Rehak, the first base ump, tossed DJ LeMahieu. Worthy of note, LeMahieu has never been ejected his entire career until tonight. And they even talked about it on the broadcast. Didn't seem like he said that much. But again, tensions were obviously high at that point in time. So again, they lose the challenge in the ninth. They lose the challenge in the 10th. And they were extremely close calls. Could have gone either way. You can't really blame Boone or LeMahieu for getting ejected. All right. The Yankees had a huge threat in the fifth inning in a 1-0 game. First and third, nobody out. They don't score. Wells and Peraza strike out against Crochet. Goldschmidt grounds out. Now, at that point, we're only in the fifth inning, but the Yanks don't have a run on the board. You figure it's just not their night. Now, as we said, Crochet was brilliant. 8 1/3, 1 earned, just the home run to Judge. He goes into the ninth inning, records an out, and then Judge hits the home run. Again, a huge blow, 443 feet. But again, Crochet pitched into the ninth inning looking for his first career shutout, and that ended his night. Lots of talk about whether or not Alex Cora stayed with him too long. Well, can you blame him? We have some interesting numbers. Judge against Crochet coming into tonight. We'll include every at-bat with the exception of the home run. He was 0 for 6 with 6 Ks against Crochet this season. 3 in the opening series in New York, and then 3 at-bats tonight, struck out all 3 times. In his career before the home run, 1 for 8 with 7 Ks. That's why Alex Cora decided to stick with Garrett Crochet, and you can't blame him. He had Judge's number all night. Unfortunately, on a 3-2 pitch, he pumped a 100-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle, and 443 feet later, it was a 1-1 game. By the way, the home run is 25th. Ties him with Cal Raleigh of Seattle for most home runs in baseball. We haven't talked about Ryan Yarbrough, who once again was pretty good. He did not get out of the fifth inning. However, 4 2/3, 4 hits, just the 1 run. He did walk 3 through 78 pitches, but again, you'll take it. The problem was the bullpen was pretty beat up. Loizaga and Hamilton were good. Fernando Cruz into and out of trouble. However, Tim Hill really just made the one mistake to Narvaez, who hit it off the monster, and that ended it. He'll look like he was about to get out of it. But again, a second straight night. He threw 19 pitches last night, threw 20 more tonight. So you can bet you won't see Hill tomorrow night. All right, as we said, huge challenges that the Yankees lost on both accounts, and that is rare. 2 in 2 innings to lose both, one upheld, the other overturned. Really, really interesting stuff. And you can bet Aaron Boone was steamed. What actually got him ejected was the throwing of his gum from his mouth towards John Tompame, the home plate umpire. But again, he gets tossed, and the Yankees lose it 2-1. As we said, only one player on either side had 2 hits, and it's Volpe, but Volpe makes the critical base stealing error in the 10th inning. Hits for Aaron Judge, obviously the home run, and DJ LeMahieu as well. That was it. Yanks managed just 4 hits. Again, the Judge home run, LeMahieu had a hit earlier in the game, and Anthony Volpe had 2. But again, just 4 hits for the Yankees. And considering they won a 1-0 game last night, well, the offense has been sputtering coming into last night and into tonight. All right, 2-1 the final score. By the way, the Red Sox get to within 1 game of 500. So they're sputtering, but obviously they give it their all when the Yankees are in town. 35-36 are the Red Sox. Paul Goldschmidt takes an over. Ben Rice takes an over. Cody Bellinger takes an over. Jason Dominguez takes an over, as do Wells and Peraza. So plenty of overs to go around as the Yankees struck out 8 times tonight and managed just 4 hits. All right, we have a huge update on John Carlos Stanton and one on Jazz Chisholm. We'll get to that coming up next. We obviously have to do player of the game and probables as well. All right, we'll start with Trade Coffee. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Whether you're gearing up for back-to-back meetings, shuttling kids back and forth to activities, or tackling an endless to-do list, your morning sets the tone for it all. That's why it should start with the perfect cup of coffee, crafted just for you. Enter Trade. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, they've got a roast you'll love. The coffee, fresh, smells amazing, and honestly, it ruined grocery store coffee for me in the best way. And if the first match isn't perfect, Trade will replace it for free until they get it just right. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customer 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. That's trade.com/LockedOnMLB for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. All right, up next, FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. If you've got a read on who's heating up, why not back it up with a same-game parlay? New to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your bet, $5. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, we are back. Let's cut to the chase.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
All right, rarely we give it to a player on the opposing team. We're going to do it tonight. Obviously, Aaron Judge's home run was huge, but it comes in a loss. So we're giving it to Garrett Crochet, who is the ace of the Red Sox staff, cruising towards an all-star appearance and very well could get some Cy Young votes. Crochet, 8 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks, just a home run. Now, it happened to be 443 feet worth of home run from Aaron Judge. No sin there. But again, the reason he faced Judge in the 9th inning is because of the numbers he had against Judge previously. 0 for 6 with 6 Ks this season. Overall, 1 for 8 in his career was Judge against Crochet, 7 strikeouts. That is why Alex Cora decided to give the ball to Crochet for that 9th inning. Perhaps the wrong decision. Despite it all, Cora gets bailed out by former Yankee Carlos Narvaez, now the #1 catcher in Boston. All right, John Carlos Stanton, he worked out at Yankee Stadium today. He'll likely play another rehab game in Somerset tomorrow, which obviously means at best he would be in Boston Sunday, but that's very unlikely. So again, very unlikely we see John Carlos Stanton in Boston this weekend, but again, likely to see him some point this coming week when the Yankees return home. As for Jazz Chisholm, he said today he was feeling better. He took grounders, planned on hitting as well. He expects to be back in the lineup tomorrow. Now, he didn't play tonight, but he, again, expects to play tomorrow. All right, as for the probables, Saturday will be Carlos Rodon and Hunter Dobbins. That's a Fox game Saturday night, 7:15 first pitch. Sunday, Father's Day, finally some afternoon baseball, a lot of night games. 1:35 first pitch from Fenway, again on Father's Day. Max Fried for the Yankees. Brian Bayo goes for Boston. So obviously the pitching matchups favor the Yankees. Again, Rodon and Fried Saturday and Sunday. After Boston, the Yanks return home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A 4-game series at home against the LA Angels. That'll be followed by 3 at home against the Baltimore Orioles, a pair of struggling teams. So perhaps the schedule lightens up just a bit and the Yankees can get back down to business again. They are now 42-26 after the 2-1 defeat. All right, thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees. That's Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. Again, Locked On Yankees. They are the best there, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. 2-1 the final score in 10. The Yankees almost stunned the Red Sox, but the Red Sox bounced back and win it. Aaron Judge hit his 25th. Garrett Crochet, 8 1/3. Yanks 3-game win streak is history. And of course, game 2 will be Saturday night. And of course, we'll be with you immediately following game 2 of this series. Have a good night, everyone.